Hello, hello. Good evening. What did I do with my tape? There it is. Hello, I'm just getting my setup ready here. I am Ashley with Willow's Home Decor. If you're watching this, you're watching the replay. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is a pre-recorded video from a Facebook Live. I do lives every Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific. And I don't even have my project over here, so hold on a second. Okay, just a little unprepared. Kevin asked me to do something for him last minute to make him some coasters to give customers at work, and so I was doing that, or like preparing to do that, and then I lost track of time. Okay, let me just get on here and make sure that we're live. It says we're live. There I am. Okay, so I did a little poll or this or that yesterday, and per usual, you guys are very indecisive like me. No, some people picked the pumpkin, some people picked Frankenstein. I think the majority at the last time I looked was Frankenstein, and so that's what I'm going to paint tonight. And I'm probably gonna go live sometime tomorrow, maybe in the early afternoon, and do the pumpkin stack, because I really want to paint that one like as a tutorial, and because it's lighted, so I think that will be one people will have questions about, so I want to make sure that there's a tutorial on how to do that. So we're gonna paint Frankenstein, this cute little Frankenstein. And I think I have all the colors pulled out for the most part. So as always, he's multiple layers. Let's see. Let me get my laptop out of the way. Okay, so this is the pumpkins, if you didn't see the picture. And it is multiple layers, but there's spacers because you're gonna put lights in here, so he'll be lighted up, which is super fun. And I have another one that's just like one jack-o'-lantern that I'm gonna do as well. I feel like I'm super behind on Halloween, but I'm trying to get caught up on that this week. Because then it's going to be straight back to Christmas for me. Because my shows are not very far away. Okay, so if you're watching, I would love for you to comment and say hello and tell me where you're watching from. I know I had quite a few new people here, so if you didn't see the beginning, I'm Ashley. With Willow's Home Decor. Willow is my puppy dog. And so I named my company after her. Some people think my name's Willow. It is not. I don't know if I'd be a willow. Okay, so I keep trying to adjust this so that I can get a better angle, but the struggle is real. It's like the table is not far enough. Let's see if I can pull it back a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, that is much better. Okay, so I haven't listed this guy yet. I will after I get some pictures of him painted. And let's see. Okay, so what I always start by doing is I like to use blue painter's tape. You can use masking tape. And I just separate all my pieces by color. That makes it a lot easier when you go to paint it because you can just paint all that one color at the same time. So hair is going to be black. What else is going to be black? These are going to be like gray, black. His eyes. So the eyes are, you can see they're, it looks scored here, but they actually pop out, which is nice. I put a little tape on here so I wouldn't lose them. But they just pop right out of there. And then you can paint those separately. And then let's see, we got a bat. That's gonna be black. I think I'm gonna do like a dark gray for his like suit jacket. And then the classic like purple underneath. And his boots will probably be black. I don't know, maybe gray. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna put these over here. And his boo, I haven't decided what color I'm gonna do that. Obviously his face and his hands are gonna be green. Okay, so you have multiple layers here and not everything is gonna, you know, you don't have to paint every part, but like this is gonna cover up that. These you'll paint, and then I think you're gonna paint, we'll paint here so you can see his like stockings or whatever. And then this layer will be, this will be the arms of his suit jacket, and then the purple will be this area. I don't know what this is, like his pants and shirt kind of area. And then the rest of the pieces will layer on top. So, okay, so let's see, what do I want to start with? I guess we'll start with some green. So I just use whatever kind of scrap paper I have around. These are the backs of labels from shipping. And I'm just going to use this lighter green because I'm going to shade it with a darker green. Okay, so we're going to do his face, and then his hands will be green. And I think that's it for the green. And I don't know exactly where his hairline is, so I'm just going to kind of go up high here so you can see what I'm doing. And he does have the score lines on his face. So I use makeup wedges to paint, so I'm just dabbing it into the paint, and it helps if you kind of like offload it a little bit so you don't get, and then you're just gonna kind of go lightly over where it scores so you're not filling those score lines in. If you do, you can always come around with like a sharp scoring tool and clean those out, or like a push pin. But if you don't press it in too hard, then it usually does a pretty good job of not getting in those lines. I did get a little bit in there, so okay. And that one, messed this up. Okay, so I like to paint mine in groups, so I'm just gonna paint anything that's gonna be green. And I put way too much paint out because there's not that much green. But that's okay, we'll just put it back when I'm done. Okay, so, and these are cut from MDF, so most colors, you'll do like 2 coats, sometimes 3, depends on the color. White, usually I have to do like 2 or 3 at least. Just depends on how it goes on and how I end up liking what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna move that to the side. Oh, I didn't pull my gray down. The great thing about the makeup wedges is that you can just trim them down if you've used it already and keep using it until it's gone. And you don't have to clean brushes. That's my favorite part because I am the worst about cleaning my brushes. In fact, I have a whole sink full of brushes in the bathroom. Don't tell anybody. That need to be cleaned. And may not even be salvageable. I don't know. So. Okay. Let's see. Black, the eyes. So this just, the tape just holds it down, holds the pieces down, especially like when you have letters and stuff. And it really helps, so you're not like having to hold each individual one or chasing it around the table to try to paint it. It just kind of keeps it in place. And I haven't done it in a while, but you can like take painter's tape and put it on a piece of cardboard and like create a whole board of it. Then you don't have little pieces that are all over the place. I should probably do that because I'm always getting them stuck to my arm while I'm painting. Okay. Let's see, I gotta grab my gray. And that will definitely need another coat. And then the base I usually do it like faux stain, or which is just using a baby wipe and like brown, or I will do black, which is probably what I'll do here. And it does come with 2 pieces. This is the bottom piece, and then you have the piece that has the holes in it where this is going to fit into. And or not. I wonder if I cut the wrong thing, because that's not right. I must have cut the wrong base, or thought this was it and put it somewhere else. I'll have to see if I can find it. If not, it does have a base and it looks like this and it has holes in it. Ay, ay, ay. Hopefully I find it. If not, you'll see the finished piece when I take a picture of it. Okay. Let's see, that looks pretty good actually. I'm just gonna go over it one more time real lightly. Probably don't even really need to do that, but I just want to make sure that color's solid. The hands definitely need it. really wish I knew what I did with that base. Okay, so let me grab my gray. So a lot of these, I do a lot of paint parties locally, and so a lot of these colors I've had paint matched at Home Depot, and so I just get like big, sometimes a gallon, sometimes like a quart of the one color. But I used to use chalk paint all the time, and so a lot of these are colors that I've been using for years that I've just paint matched. Color matched, using the wrong word. And I have been trying to use some more like deco art so I can share with you what colors I'm using, but if you ever just really love a color, I can always get you the color code off the can. But more than likely you can probably find an alternative. And I'm really trying to just use what I have. It's so hard because there's always like, there's so many colors, so many variations, and I can just get crazy. I mean, I already have, you can't even see it, but I have a lot of paint colors, and that's not even all of them. Let me get you back in the holder. So it's really easy to go paint color crazy, but you can get these pretty inexpensive Decor Americana. I don't know, it depends on what kind of sale you find. $2.50 to under $2. I was looking at Michael's earlier today, and they have like a 20% off right now, and so you can get them for under, I think it was like $1.72 or something, which is pretty good. And then if I really love a color, I'll just go have it matched. Hi Holly, thanks for joining. I'm glad you remembered. Okay, we're doing Frankie. Tomorrow I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. Probably in the afternoon, I don't know what time. I'll just kind of, maybe early afternoon. And do the pumpkins because they have, I want to show you how to do the lighted because they are, they do light up, so. Okay. So I'm just going over this black one more time. Okay, so I'm gonna just do, I think I just need to like go to here with the gray. And then the rest of it will be purple. Oh no, that's the worst. They take forever sometimes. Okay, let's see. Okay. I guess he's like kind of wearing a onesie underneath his suit. Because it's just all one piece. The other good thing about the makeup wedges is you can just swipe them like that. You don't have to just dab, because you could be there all day if you did it like that the whole time, depending on what you're painting. But yeah, you can just like kind of just swipe it, and then it covers it really quick. And hopefully I'm going, let's see, make sure I'm going far enough over. Okay, I think that's good. We'll see when I start to put it together if I did that wrong. Okay, and our gray needs, I'm gonna just separate this. Gray needs one more coat. I think I already did this twice, but it looks like I missed a spot. Okay. And I gotta do his little bolts. I think I'm gonna do those in a silver. And I gotta pull that out. And then he has like a little area for stockings, but I don't know what color to do that. Since his boots are black, I can't do black. I could do white with a black pinstripe. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. Let's see. And you'll want to go up a little higher because it has that kind of shaggy, jagged edge. So just make sure you're getting that covered. Okay, let me just find my silver. Well, it says nickel, but that'll work. Okay, sorry I didn't tie my apron. That'll work. It'll be kind of shiny. You could always just do like a light gray, but if you have like a silver, it's kind of fun. It might not be the right color. It's a little darker than I thought it was gonna be. Let me see here. What the heck did I do with that? There it is. Oh my goodness. Per usual, I'm making a mess. Okay, this one's called Platinum. These are folk art colors that I think I bought on Amazon forever ago. I don't use them very often, so they've lasted a long time. I'm just gonna go over that so it's a little lighter. That's better. You can see the difference. I like the lighter better. Okay. And I shouldn't have to go over that one again. That looks pretty good. Okay, so let me hit this with the white again. Okay, so I'm gonna do the letters. I think I'm gonna do orange. Seems right for the Halloween piece. And I have this orange here, warm sunset. I guess we're going with that. Whoa, I guess that all dried. Okay, well, that one looks good after one coat, so that's cool. Okay, so I usually just put the paint back in the bottle if I can. No reason to waste it, which I'm gonna do with this green because I, of course, put way too much out. Okay, good enough. Let's see, make sure this black looks good. The base coating's probably kind of boring, but has to be done. Okay, and then I did not get that twice. Okay, I think we're ready to do the fun part. Okay, so I don't remember what I did last night. Not that color. Let's see what this looks like. So I like to go along the edges and kind of shade it, giving it a little bit of decorative dimension, I guess. I don't know the technical words. And I usually do it with a darker or a lighter color. So we'll see how this one looks. I might have to go darker. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my same green sponge. And I'm just gonna go along the edges and kind of blend that in. I don't know if that's dark enough. I'm gonna go a little darker. Hopefully that's not too dark. He is a cutie. Always love a good Frankenstein. Okay, that's better. So I just kind of go along the edge and tap it. And you can always come back in with your base color if you feel like you got too much. I don't know if I love this or not. Kind of swipe it and blend it. Of course, you can do this with a brush if you are good at that. Okay. Come on. Should have left more of that light green out. Okay. I'm just coming back in with the light green and kind of blending that. I guess it's kind of like an ombre almost. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of see it'll look better once it it gets all blended and all the piece comes together. At least I hope. I might have gone a little too crazy on there. We'll see. Okay. This will be all right. All right, let's do the little hands. So I'm gonna do the same thing here, but I'm just gonna go on the outside edge of his hand. So this is just a really easy way to kind of blend colors and not have to float paint and... Hi, Stacy! Yay! It's probably late where you're at. Aren't you in the Midwest? Or somewhere that direction. Okay. Let's see here. We got the green done. Okay, so I'm going to use black. So this is a dark gray, and I'm going to use black to shade that. Hopefully I don't screw this up. So I'm just using the same makeup wedge that I was using to do my black. And you just kind of want to offload some of that paint so you don't get too much on there. And just blend it in on the edge. I don't know if you can really see that. And some of this is going to be covered up. Okay, so you can see how it's just giving it a little something on the edge. And you can go in as far as you want if you really want to shade it. I just kind of go around the outside and just lightly blend that in. Okay. Hopefully that stands out enough. Might have to do some white on the inside. I should have probably done a lighter gray. Let's see. Just add a little white on the edge. I don't know. That's dry. Okay, didn't like that. Oh well. It's fine. Okay, that part's done. And we gotta do the arms of this suit jacket. I thought about doing a purple suit, but then I didn't know what color to do underneath. Okay. I went a little heavier on that. Just kind of blending that in there. Okay. And I'm gonna do white on the hair and shoes. Take those off. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna just do a little black on the edges of this, of the silver here. Just kind of gives it a little, I don't know if you can really see that. And we gotta do our lines for the stockings. You can also do the black with a black distress crayon, but since I already had black paint out, I went ahead and just used that. And if you don't have distress crayons, then you can just do that, which is nice because then you don't have to buy something else. Okay, so same thing here. I'm just gonna go around my edges and just kind of tap some white on there. I did play around yesterday with kind of using a brush and floating some color. I am not an expert at that though. Let's see, and I don't think I need to do the bottom. And if it gets kind of splotchy, you can always kind of blend it back. Okay, that one. Okay. And sometimes it's harder to get into these corners. You gotta get the right angle. Okay. That looks good. And I gotta do the hair. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do the top side of his hair. Just go along the top and wiping that on there. So this is pretty dry at this point, which works for this. It's kind of what you want. You want it just to have a little bit of paint on there, not too much, because then you'll make a mess. Okay. So you can see how that probably looks weird like that, but once it's all put together, it'll look cool. Okay, same with the bat. I'm just gonna go across the top of the bat. So I just dipped it back in my paint and then offloaded so I don't have too much on there. And then just kind of go lightly across the top. And you got your little bat. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Okay, I gotta do that too. So let's see if this purple's dark enough to accent that. I don't know if it will be. That's got way too much paint on it. Okay, I'm just gonna start with a new one. So for this, I'm just gonna go along the bottom Doing the same thing. Just kind of blending that into the other purple. Okay, I think that's good. Get some more on this edge. Could also do that with white. Would probably look okay. I guess I need to do a little blend in here. Man, I'm on the struggle bus tonight. This is not blending very well. Okay, I think it's better. And then I think with the orange, I'm gonna do black. We'll see how it looks. Just gonna go lightly on the edges. I just didn't like how that looked, so I used a baby wipe and just cleaned it off and started over. Okay. That's okay. Okay, so for my little leggings or whatever, I might just use a paint marker. Let's see. Oh. Whoa. I haven't used these in a while. Okay. I use my little one all the time, but let's see. What can I use as a straight edge? Do I have a ruler? Okay, I don't want to get too crazy here, but I don't want it to be all crooked either. Okay, so his legs are kind of bowing out, so I'm gonna go kind of at an angle. And this is, you can see through it, so that kind of helps because I can line up my little tick marks. Here goes nothing. Oh, and it bled. Dang it. Oh, man. I should have known that was going to happen, huh? Okay, I'm just going to wipe the whole thing off. Sometimes the paint marker isn't easier. Okay, we'll let that side dry and I'll do the other side and hopefully it won't do that. I think I pressed too hard. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, don't press too hard. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm just gonna dry that really quick so I don't make a mess. Okay, I'm gonna try to line these up so the other side is the same-ish. Okay, let's try this again. Oh my goodness, it just hates me on that side. What on earth? We're gonna be here all night. Maybe it wasn't dry enough. I thought it was dry. Might have to come back to that one. Okay, that one turned out. Okay. This clear roller is very helpful for this. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna do one more because you're probably gonna see, you might not see that, I don't know. Just do one more just in case. Okay. Let's see if I can do this side yet. Hopefully this works out. Okay. Whew. Got one. We got two. You could just freehand these two if you Aren't crazy like me. Okay, we made it. Only took a few times. Okay. I think that'll be all right. You know, he's just got some black and white striped stockings. Okay, I think we might be ready to start gluing. Did I miss any pieces? Don't think so. Hopefully I didn't lose his eyes. There they are. Don't want to lose that. All right. Okay, my favorite glue is Art Glitter Glue. I pretty much use this for everything. It is permanent, water-based, non-toxic, dries clear. It also is matte, like when it dries, so even if you kind of get a little seepage from your glue, if you put too much on, it's still like kind of matte, and then you can always paint over it. Do not freeze or boil. Good to know. Anyways, it dries fairly quickly, but still gives you enough time to, like, if you need to move something. I used to like basically use, I started, God, what did I think I used to use, like when I really first started doing laser stuff, was using super glue. And then I heard about Stick Fast, which is, it's called like a CA glue. I don't even know what that stands for. And it sticks fast and it's permanent. But if you get a little piece out of, and it's not perfect, you're stuck with it. So when I heard about this glue, I basically just never looked back. I rarely use Stick Fast anymore. But you can use whatever you want. Whatever you got. I need to fix that. I got a little darker green here that I don't like. Okay, that fixed that up. Should we give him rosy cheeks? I mean, it's kind of fun. Even though he's Frankenstein, he can still have rosy cheeks, I guess. Not how my bottom piece lined up perfectly, so I can still move it, but you can tell it's starting to get dry. Okay, and then I just put a little dot in there, a little dab, and then put his eyes in. We'll do his hair, and then I'll start on his little jacket. Yeah. Got a little crazy with the green on the side. That's okay. You can come in and clean that up if you really desire to, but I'm gonna leave it for now. He's pretty cute. What do you think? Does he need rosy cheeks? I think yes. I'm thinking yes on that. Okay, let's see how this lines up here. So you have kind of that square that kind of helps you line up where this needs to sit. And then it butts up to his head. Okay. Okay, that's cute. And then these little guys. There are score lines on this, so you can see where to line these up. And then also just line it up with the edge there. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. He's coming together. Just put his little boots on. Oh, he also needs his hands. Ooh. Okay, and then this just kind of goes, I think, up to here. Let me look at the example. That O just fits kind of in the middle there. So I'm just gonna put some glue across the top of this because some of it's gonna hang off. Okay. And then those will go on there. Let's see, I make sure I get it the right way. I think that's the right way. Okay. Perfect. And then they had this like that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna add a little more white to it. Just to kind of make it stand out from the suit. I'm actually just gonna go across the bottom of this one. Helps that pop out a little bit more. Just put a little blue in the middle. And there's that. Okay, and then I am gonna do the little pink cheeks. So for that, I am gonna use my Distress crayon. Let's see. My go-to is called Worn Lipstick, which is like this pink. We'll see how that looks on the screen. Might have to go of a more red color, I don't know. I might have been easier to do this before I put the hair on, but I'm just gonna go on the outside of his eyes here. And this is just a blending brush you can get on Amazon. One day I want to have on my website where you can kind of see all the things that I use, but I haven't done that yet. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. So you could do like a red color and it would really pop more, but I think the pink is good. Beautiful. Okay, so do we want to do some lines on him? I don't know. Let's see. Do I even have a brush to do that with? I guess I can use this one. Okay, so this is just a really fine tipped brush, and I'm just gonna go along some of these spots and do some little lines and dots just to give him some a little more fun whimsy. And I'm getting my arms stuck. And I'm certainly not the best at that. Okay, let's see. Where's my little... Guess we're using this one. This is just a little dotting tool. Let's see. Oh, see my hand moved, but it's not quite dry. I was able to force it to move. Oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe on the shoes we'll do some. You don't have to do this at all if you don't want. And I didn't have enough paint on there. It's not wet enough. Ah. just do like 3 little dots at the end of it. 2 or 3. What else? Okay. I'm gonna call that good on that. You could just kind of go crazy doing that if you wanted to. Okay. And let me look, but I don't know what happened to his base. I thought I had it, but this is not right. I don't know what this one's for. It's for something else. Well, I'll just have to cut a new one. But there he is. So cute. But yeah, he'll have a base that's he'll sit into. He's got the little tabs there. I just don't know. I thought that was it, and it is not. And I don't know where the heck it would be. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun, and if you make this guy, I'd love to see what you do, what colors you do and all that, so you'll have to share. But yeah, if you have any questions, you're watching this on the replay, you have questions, feel free to message me, comment here, and I will get back to you. But yeah, this is our little Frankie, and then tomorrow, probably early afternoon, like maybe lunchtime, after lunch. And I'm on the West Coast, so Pacific time. I'll hop on and do the pumpkins. So you can see how to do the lighting. All right, thanks, Holly. Have a great rest of your evening, and hopefully you can get your prescription filled. All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks. We'll see you later.